As we return to our many persons of dubious intent who have rested the night at the Vanguard's respite, as you complete your long rest and come to consciousness in the Vanguard's respite, a bit breezy, but with the blankets it's comfortable enough. You make your way to the main gathering area, where you see your characters currently. What would you like to do?
It's morning.
It is morning.
I want get food.
Breakfast. How'd y'all sleep tonight?
I sleep pretty well. How did you sleep?
It's very cold,
Tis the winter.
but otherwise it's been alright.
I slept okay.
After a
I
moment,
slept well enough.
a mage hand glides down with a tray, bringing cups of coffee and hot cider to the table. Samadrin leans on the railing of the banister. So, I hope you slept well in the Vanguard's respite. The meals will be served soon. He
No problem.
walks back over here, through the door.
He's done.
Wonder what they're gonna have for food.
Excuse me?
I wonder what food we're having.
I want pancake.
I'll take the coffee.
It is slightly hearty to compensate for the weather.
Is there oil?
Possibly lantern oil, if you ask.
I would
Or-
require the lantern oil, please and thank
Or
you.
perhaps pork fat.
Salad, please. With berries.
After a few moments, delivered by another series of mage hand guided platters, is bowls of oatmeal with wild forest berries, so mostly blackberries, blueberries, and a few strawberries that they could find, as well as thick, crispy strips of bacon, and I suppose it's sort of like hash browns, thinly sliced potatoes and root vegetables, fried in a pan. All of this is brought in a series of platters to the table.
If I didn't already eat, I'd be hungry again.
As you partake of your breakfast, and the morning comes to meet you, what would you like to do?
Is there a job board around?
There isn't a job board per se. Generally, adventurers such as yourselves tend to hang around the Vanguard's respite and are given work on a case-to-case basis by Samadrin personally.
Lumi will be by the fireplace because it is cold.
There's unfortunately not a fire glow for Owlbear, but it is over here towards the base of the spiral staircase.
Can you move Lumi there?
I can.
Thank you. Yes. Ah, cozy.
For the rest of you, what would you like to do with your day on the town, so to speak?
Well, I guess I'll ask, did I miss anything? Interesting? Fun?
There was like this big old knoll, and he had a big ass glaive. I don't remember who has the glaive now, but he had this big glaive, and he had the ring, and we beat the hell out of it.
He really
Good
didn't
job.
like Shaza.
He's got an arrow through the eye now.
Is there a reason for that?
Shaza took his glaive.
Oh. Well, yeah. That'll do it.
And I flipped them off.
Well, that'll also do it.
Is the murderer around?
He does not seem to be around the Vanguard's respite at the moment. At least not on the bottom floor.
I'm going to go to Lumi and see if she wants anything from in town. Like books or supplies or anything.
I suppose if they have something on omens, predictions, or such forth, that would be of interest to me. But otherwise, I think I shall, for the moment, rest here, because it's a little cold for my blood.
Definitely. I'll be on the lookout for said items. I go to is there like a barkeep or anything to ask for like directions in the town?
There doesn't seem to be a barkeep or anything of that sort, as all of your plates were delivered by Mage Hand. However, there does seem to be another patron in the Vanguard's respite at the moment. A dwarven man eating at the other table.
What, dwarven you said, yeah?
Yes.
Hey you, dwarf. I was wondering if you could help me with something.
Well, I'm sure that I could, but your manners could use some work, rabbit.
Could you please help me locate, tell me where to go? Sir.
I'd be glad to. He leans back onto the table. So what can I do for y'all?
I was wondering if you knew of a bookshop in town for stars and magic stuff and spellbooks and whatnot.
Bookshops. A tall order this far to the north. I'm fairly sure that the closest thing in town would probably be found either at Arkan's Eye, a magic shop, or perhaps you might find something pawned off at the Hook and Net. But aside from that, we don't have a great repository of books in these parts.
Do you happen to know where I could get a map if you don't have one on you?
You could probably find a map at the Hook and Net. They've got to have a map of the island around there somewhere.
Where would I go for when I leave this place? Which direction, sir?
Well, luckily Zagada isn't the largest town by any means. Just go down the main street. It'll be the third door on your left. If you're looking for the Hook and Net, that is. If you're looking for Arkan's Eye, look for the big spruce tree in the center of town. It's hollowed out. The magic shop's made inside of it.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna turn back. Any of you heading out too?
Heading out now. But is there anything we can help you with, Mister? And I'm talking to the dwarf.
Yakaza. Nothing particular at the moment. I suppose I'm doing much the same as you all are. Waiting for work.
Speaking of, is there a job board in town?
Well, in most small towns like this, there would be. But this handy little institution you see around you seems to have filled that void.
Does it usually take long for jobs to appear?
Up here? No, not at all. Plenty of work to keep someone like me's purse full, for sure. And a big group of y'all. You can certainly take on more than I can by my lonesome. I'd recommend going into the market, touching up your gear. I'm sure that Samadran will contact you again soon. He slides his plate closer to him and begins to eat.
So I guess we're off.
If you'd like to head into town.
Yeah, I'm heading over.
I wouldn't mind.
Alright. As you head down the main street of Zagarda, it is not like some of the larger cities in Moldrun that you have encountered. It is mostly one wide street, and most of the prominent businesses are built there. You see a magic shop, a blacksmith, as well as the Hook and Net general store, and the Simmering Springs, a bathhouse. What would you like to do?
If Lumi was not at the fireplace, she'd love the Simmering Springs.
I'll head to the general store that's Hook and Neck,
The
I think. Or
Hook
Hook
and
and
Neck.
Nail. Hook and Neck, okay.
Alright. Go ahead and flip a coin. Or roll a D2, flip a D2, whatever you want to do. 1 or 2.
I'll go 2, I guess. I'll coin flip.
So that'll be tails.
Yeah, it landed tails.
Alright. As you walk in to the Hook and Net, there are various fishing lines, lures, baits, rope, tackle, as well as odds and ends, knives, hammers, just about any sort of basic goods that you could want for. And behind the circular desk in the middle is what appears to be a fairly old dwarf. His black hair has gone salt and pepper, and one of his eyes is sort of starting to go pale, almost like cataracts. Hey! Good to see a visitor. What can I do you for?
I was wondering if you had books on, what was it she said? Oh, occults, stargazers, omens, stuff like that.
Oh. Hi. We don't see much of that quite up here. But, you know, the one who's always looking for it is Bruce down at the Arkan's Eye. He's always digging around looking for something, Shy. We tend to stick to your more, mundane goods. course, if you need a handful of fish, handful of lines, a dozen nets, we'll set you up any day of the week.
Okay. Is there a place to pair weapons or get them touched up?
Aye,
Perchance?
of course there is. You would be looking for the frozen hammer. That'll be just down the street on your left.
Thank you.
Alright, well, stay safe out there. It's awful cold.
Thank you. I'll head out and head to the center of town for the tree.
Alright, so you're heading to the Arkan's Eye.
Yeah.
Is anyone going with him?
Yeah, I'll go too. You want book? Actually, can I just say a beeline there when I heard about it? Because book. That's what I think I'd do. Sorry.
No worries.
I'm going to the Simmering Springs to clean up.
I'll go to the springs as well.
Alright, so we have Javin and Godfried at the Arkan's Eye. Is anyone else going to the Eye? Is everyone else going to the Springs?
I'm gonna go to the springs.
Alright. So, I will go through what happens at the Eye, and then I will transition to the Springs. So, Godfried and Javin, you arrive at the large, hollowed-out spruce tree in the middle of Zagarda. There are a variety of plants growing around the base, some that you wouldn't even expect to grow this far north. Flowers and some plants that look like they'll even put on berries later in the season.
Interesting. Must be one of those nature types.
Book.
You don't see anyone inside the shop?
I peruse around the open books and whatnot that I see around, not caring for whether or not a person was there. I take a gander at them.
There is a fairly wide variety of magical items, as well as what appears to be a few potions.
I take myself away from the book and realize no one's there, and then I say, anybody at home? I'd like a book.
As you say this, from the wall, a dryad appears and walks over to the desk. Oh! A bunch of new faces around here. Well, isn't that great? We haven't had people around here in quite a while. So, what brings you to the Eye?
I'm looking for, just, books or containing any type of knowledge about this area and, not borderline, anything significantly, magic related, if you have the type.
And I'm looking for...
Well, if you're looking for magic, he morphs and his skin becomes part of the bark, and you see him go from table to table around the walls of the shop. I've got plenty of magic items. These goggles over here, he gestures to them. I've heard that the inspectors in Roladon use them when hunting for magic users. He places them down and goes all the way back to the other side. And here, 3 different potions of healing. And what is known as a Quicksilver Tongue potion. A little concoction of my own.
What exactly does that do?
Well, if I do say so myself, you'd be able to talk your way right out of the 7 hells if you drank one of these. You find the words inside yourself to speak to those in front of you for 2 hours as the magic takes hold. Over the table, it is advantage on all charisma checks and saving throws for 2 hours.
Okay.
He glides over to the mannequin. Well, if that's not of your taste, that's no worries. I've got a few different pieces of gear here. He gestures to the boots, up to some gloves, and up to a cloak hanging on the mannequin. These gloves, well, no one who's ever owned a pair of these has ever lost their weapon while their hands were still attached. They're called the gloves of gripping. And these boots, you'll notice no stains on them whatsoever. They've nary seen combat. Boots of the coward. They can make you particularly fleet of foot in a pinch. And my favorite of the set, the cloak of gliding. Not even requiring attunement to your particular mana, it can slow your falls. Anything meet your eye?
Well, those are interesting. I am also interested in the few of the books I see lying around. And are they of codexes and or grimoires, or just like regular books?
Well, that one over there that seems to have caught your eye is, in fact, a bit of an interesting specimen. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it seems to be the notes of a scholar. I found them trading with other dryads in the forest. They found them frozen shut. Given time, they thawed, and I've leafed through them, but I couldn't make much heads or tails of it.
Do you mind that I look through it a little bit and see if I can understand it?
Sure. Feel free.
Can I check if I can read the language?
Go ahead and give me either a religion or arcana check.
Arcana is +3, religion is +5. I will do a religion check. I got a 24, 19 +5.
Alright. As you are skimming through the contents, it seems to be the disheveled notes of a professor who was sure that the Fae were blipping in and out of the mortal plane through what he described as fairy rings, inscribed in the journal as circles of fungi grown at the crest of a hilltop.
I'm assuming this is written common, I don't have to you know what I mean? That's the first thing I was curious about, if it's a language I understand. Sorry.
I should have checked that. That's my bad. I'm pretty sure you know the language, which is why I started explaining, but let me double check.
I know.
You do. It's written in Celestial. It's written in Celestial.
Cool. So it's about a scholar who tried to figure out how the Fae come in and out of the mortal realm and where they come from through circles of mushrooms on Hillcrest.
Correct. And
Alright.
the ending notes describe of how he had made contact with one of the fair folk and was making a deal with them. A trade. The notes stop abruptly after that.
Interesting. Well, Javon, if you have anything you want to do, you can talk to the good old tree person if you want. I'm gonna continue reading this.
Name's Bruce.
Bruce, hi.
Nice to meet you. I was wondering if you... What did those boots do again? And how much were they?
What did which what do?
Those boots.
He glides back over. Ah, boots of the coward. They are especially useful to those who find themselves between people that do them harm. It allows you to slip away from rather sticky situations.
Does it have to be... And how much are they?
Their starting price is 175 gold pieces.
Mm.
You may scoff at the price, but it is considerably lower than my competitors.
Awesome. Do you have any books on omens, star signs, stuff like that?
He glides over, begins to pull out different drawers and things in his desk. I'm afraid this is the only thing I have. He sets a book on the desk titled Phases of the Moon and Weather.
And how much is this one?
It isn't in particular demand. I would say that it's... let's call it 3 silver pieces.
Sold. And is it possible to pay half now and return with the other half for those boots?
That is an interesting inquiry. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me.
Okay. Hey, yeah, okay, it passes. Not 20.
Alright. I do suppose that would be fair. Supposing you don't skip along on the ferry before you come to see me again.
Promise I won't. I promise I won't skip out.
Right, well, half would be 88 gold pieces.
Okay, yeah, so I give him the... Well, thank you.
Excellent. I hope they serve you well.
I'm hoping.
How did you get the boots?
Yeah. And then I'll look over at the health potions. How much are those usually?
Well, these health potions I have made myself from some of the local herbs. They're 45 gold pieces each.
Okay, thank you. I'll be sure to come back.
Excellent. Is there anything else I can interest you in?
What about the books and papers here? Are these just like your personal things, or more tomes from
Ah,
the book?
yes. Most of these are notes on the flora that grow in the harsh climates of Zagarda. You'd be surprised what we can grow here. He gestures to the interior. There are many hanging plants hanging from the inside of the hollowed out spruce tree.
Interesting. Is it okay I take a look quick through this?
Sure, if you would like. There's no harm.
I low-key speed read the book.
It is a fairly thorough documentation of all the kinds of flora that can be found in Zagarda. Everything from the mosses and lichens that grow on the frozen boulders to the scrub brushes and other ground cover that manage to pierce through the snow.
And well, that seems useful, but I don't want to take this from you. It seems like it's useful for what you're trying to do around here. But do you happen to have any more tomes of the information I could take a chance? Words are difficult, failing. Any more books I can look at?
He goes back over to the one before. This is the only one that has fallen into my possession recently.
Do you know of any vendor for magically imbued tomes?
Magically imbued tomes.
Or of
I don't think so.
Ah.
But much of goings on in the town outside my little eye manages to elude me.
Well, I'll try to look out an eye for you. Anyways, thank you very much for your help. And
Of course. He goes back around to the desk. And if you ever have magical items that you wish to part with, I'll purchase them from you.
Yeah. I don't think I do for right now. Actually, what about these bags right here?
Ah, well, they're a bit strange. I found them when I was scouting about the forest, looking for new plants. They look the same to me. He opens one of them and pulls out a unreasonably long piece of lumber. I've been using them for storage, but I suppose. And he puts the plank of lumber to the side that they could be available for purchase.
Does Godfrey... Wait, aren't they those... That sounds like a bag of holding. Am I dumb or right?
Above the table, yes.
Nice.
This would be a bag of holding.
If you don't mind parting with that one, I could take it off your hands.
I could part with it for 90 gold pieces.
Alright. How about a clean 70?
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm not good at these anymore. Fuck.
How about a dirty 80?
I got a 19.
19.
Dep.
We'll call it 75.
Alright, I can do that. And so I give him the 75 gold and take the bag of holding.
Alright.
Bonk. I shall add it to my inventory. Above the table real quick. Is it just bag of holding, wondrous item?
Yep, just a normal
Alright,
bag
cool.
of holding.
Cool. DY.
Totally not a bag of devouring.
Don't know what that means. Anyways. Well, I am satisfied with my ship.
okay.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Bruce. And I will make my way to the springs to join the rest of the friends.
Of course.
How about
Hope to see you all again. Safe travel.
Good.
Could be a mimic.
Alright, so we will cut to the Simmering Springs. As many of you approach, there are logs cut from base to trunk that stand as a 12-foot tall privacy fence around. You can look above it and you see steam rising up into the air. The wooden sign hangs above the entry. The Simmering Springs.
Let's head in.
Oh, by the way, Devin went back to the inn. So,
As you enter, there is a large wood plank floor that comes up to a handmade desk. A red-skinned orc woman sits on a stool behind the counter reading a book. She looks up as you enter. Oh, hello there. It's not often that we have new faces around. So, have you come to relax?
Why, yes, I have. You don't know the half of what I've been through, and I feel like I deserve a good soak.
I haven't bathed since before the travel.
Well, then you are all in the right place. We have accommodations to wash your armor and weapons if you would like.
And how much would that be?
Accommodations for the springs as well as the armor and weapon cleaning is discounted. So, a total of 7 silver pieces for the lot.
That is absolutely fine by me, so I go ahead and pay.
I will also pay.
Alright.
Did she say we clean the armor and shield?
Yes, they are going to clean the
Okay.
armor and weapons for you.
If they're cleaning our stuff, I will not hand them the shield because it's something special.
Alright. A human man and a halfling woman come out in fairly plain working clothes and gather the armor and weapons from you all, taking them to a washroom. As the orcish hostess guides you to the baths. These have been a staple of Zagada for quite a time now. I do hope that you will enjoy your stay. Whenever you are properly washed, simply ring the bell by the door and towels will be provided for you.
Thank you very much for your hospitality.
Of course.
Thank you.
We hope to see you all again.
Cool, so I guess on that note, I'll just, plop on down and, sit down and relax.
Alright. As you go through the door, the smell emanating off the steam hits you all at once. You can see bundles of herbs floating in the almost minty green mineral water, there's the smell of lavender and vaguely of mint, as well as the stronger undertone of the medicinal herbs. And as you sink into the bath, you can feel the aches and pains just begin to melt away. Shortly after, Javan and Godfrey would arrive as well and be guided to the spring that the Starforged are currently using.
Hiya.
And now Devin would be going back to the inn and then bringing Lumi along.
Alright. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do while you're at the Simmering Springs?
I mean, I could add flavor.
No time.
Like, Lumi will totally alligator in the springs. Just about completely submerged.
After a while, soaking, washing, and restoring your vitality in a time of cold, harsh winters in the north, you ring the bell. The clean towels are brought to you. And shortly after, your armor is brought to you, and your weapons, all of which have been thoroughly scrubbed and polished back to a near mirror shine.
How much does that cost again?
Yeah.
The total was 7 silver pieces for the bath and the armor and weapon polish.
Okay.
As you begin to filter back into the Vanguard's respite.
Oh, that was good. Needed that.
That was good.
No more stinky.
Lumi gives Javin the bits.
Oh,
That was the
right.
Oliver Gold.
Right. I head up back to the
Also, Javan.
Are the
above
boots of the
board,
coward
this
custom
is
or...
this is a home-brewed magic item.
Okay.
Oh boy.
These are the Boots of the Coward. They require attunement. They give you the following effects. You get +3 to initiative rolls while wearing them. As well, this item has 2 active charges. You can take the disengage action as a bonus action once per charge of the boots. These charges replenish upon a long rest.
Okay.
As you gather back at the Vanguard's respite, you see Samadrin leaning on the banister, hands clasped together, a worried look on his face. Waiting for you all to gather.
Oh, what's up?
We're here, boss.
Good. Starforged. The people I wanted to see at this moment. I have received troubling news. I hate to ask it of you, as it is far more troubling to me than the bandits were. In the neighboring settlement of Fallowbriar, there has been a report, a bite of a lichen, the slaughter of cattle and livestock. Lichen are A vermin, they spread like disease and kill on instinct. This is not a peace mission. These are no bandits. They will not offer you mercy if there is a mistake. And yet, there is no one else that I can ask. Starforged, will you go on behalf of the Vanguard's respite to Fallowbriar and hunt down these lichen for me?
Can I roll a history check to see if they I know what kills lichens?
I was gonna ask, would Lumi be familiar with lichens?
In this case, you could either make a nature or an arcana check. For those of you who are proficient in it.
Would Lumi be familiar with the name degree to lichens?
It would be possible. Again, either nature or arcana. I'd say pick between one of those two if you'd like to roll.
I'm not proficient.
Well, they're the same for me.
I am not the proficient.
Yeah, I have the
Yeah,
same
I'm gonna
proficiency in
say-
both, too, but not proficient. So.
Well, that's a 21 in Arcana.
21. You have seen this once before. A particular dwarven client of yours, one Mr. Strongarm, his son was bitten by a lichen, and you could not uncover the cure in time. His son had to be put down as a measure. To this effect, you would know that silver and fire are effective tools against lichen.
Would she be familiar with that there is more than one kind of lichen?
I would say with this incident, yes. You would be familiar that lichen bites, the severity is determined by how far away from the blood source the biter was.
Oh, I meant more than just one
blood,
species,
the more ravenous the hunger.
I meant more different types of species.
Yes, there are multiple
werebears,
species.
werewolf.
There are multiple were species. You would know of wolves. You would probably also have heard the vague rumor of a werebear or a wereboar. But lichen is a term in Melgan and the upper reaches used to describe particularly wolves, werewolves.
Ah, so she'd know wolf.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Is there a way then we could trouble for silver edges? Silver is detrimental
I would not dream
to
of sending
lichens.
you in unarmed. While I do not have the silver myself, I can offer to a blacksmith that I know in the town. He may be able to silver the weapons for you.
And do you have? Would there be an ability to acquire tar or something to, for fire? Like, say, fire arrows or whatnot.
Oh, fire also hits them. I got that.
Yes, fire and
We
silver.
have tar. We use tar for the torches. I could provide a barrel if you have a way to take it with you.
Like, say, a wineskin or something, or...
A wineskin can be provided as well.
Or two.
Here, take this. He offers forward a piece of paper with a wax seal stamped into it. The emblazoned head of a lion.
Lumi will relate to the group what she knows of lichens.
And with the silvering of our weapons, those who have sharp things, be fair charge.
What?
What
was that?
I cannot guarantee a full discount for so many weapons. That seal should offer you a more than gracious discount. Go to the Frozen Hammer. The blacksmith there is a friend of the Vanguard.
Understandable.
Aye.
We should undertake this. Lichens can be very vicious creatures, and
Also,
to the
Lumi,
point of monsters.
with that,
yes.
my apologies, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
You would also
Fine.
know from the roll that you made that the bite of a lichen will convert someone in a week.
Can or may.
Will.
Will? So no ifs, ands, or buts.
If left
Ooh.
untreated, it will.
Okay. It's even scarier.
Yes,
It's also kind of scary if they're like melee, like me, you know.
Yeah.
How far away is the settlement?
You ready to punch a werewolf, kid?
Yeah. Yo, can I make like silver knuckles?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking how far this settlement is. It's like, wait, how far away do we have to go for this?
Yeah.
The settlement of Fallowbriar is only the better part of a day's travel.
okay, so if any of us get bitten, we can still get a cure in place before. Fortunately, I am familiar.
Also means that if Fallowbriar falls, Zagarda would be in peril.
The next hunting ground, if you will. I am familiar, unfortunately, with lichens.
Then
Yeah, I had
you
to bring up
know
that name.
what we face. Starforged. Go forth, silver your weapons, and head to Fallowbriar. I can guarantee that you will be paid handsomely. Far more than the last. But I cannot afford to delay you.
Thank you.
Alright.
Go to the smith, I suppose.
We'll go see about getting the silver weapons from the
Jealous
smith.
of silver.
To the Frozen Hammer.
But also, Gottfried read through like the book of like
Well,
what's called
thank you.
plants and whatnot. So if you figure them out, he could probably help with that because memory.
Well, if any of them specified that they were ingredients for healing potions, and you knew what they looked like, being the issue, I guess.
Sure.
You can talk with Lumi about it.
Sure.
But of course, you have to ask Krogod if there were illustrations of said plants.
Well, the ingredients for a healing potion in Muldorn is not necessarily the same as what they might be in Wildmount or the Forgotten Realms.
Yeah.
He's
I was
not
saying
sure
is
like
he looked through the local fauna book.
Hmm.
I don't even know what ingredients to use for any of those places, so that's fine.
You see a
I need to get the other book.
red-skinned tiefling, or sorry, technically in this world it is a daemon, blacksmith, hammering away at the forge. A
Matt
variety of weapons and armor hang around you.
Hello.
update.
Afternoon.
Let me hands him the letter.
Oh. Oh. That's never good.
No.
That seal you hand me. This thing usually means two things. One, someone's in danger. And two, I'm about to lose a hell of a lot of money. So,
Liking one of them.
It is lichens.
I was right on both fronts. Judging by the looks of you, silvered weapons.
Just arrow tips for me.
Yes.
And tar for those
Would
are
you like
other
silver
weapons.
tips? My staff.
Samadrin did already give you the tar.
Wait.
Oh. Never mind.
There are
Yeah,
certain
'cause I
things
don't-
that they have in the storehouses that the vanguards respite.
Okay.
She's just going to be doing fire.
Silver, not one of them.
Seems like a oversight.
Lichens are not normally a problem this far north.
They're not normally a problem until they are.
The Morning Star.
Yeah.
And your name is?
Solfa. This is my establishment. Been working here for the last 200 years. And not much to show for it.
We might come back with more business after this.
He lights a cigarette in the forge. I would hope so. After all, I'm about to provide you all with some damn fine silvered weapons. And should you all survive, I would hope you'd sing their praises.
Good.
I'll be sure to do so and bring you more business.
Are you manager?
Of course. Though I do not use much steel myself.
Right. Well, in raw materials, it'll take 10 gold pieces worth of silver to coat the small ones, and 20 pieces worth to coat the big ones. That's the money that I'll need to get the silver. Can't go any lower, even if I wanted to. So, what do you need silvered?
I'll hand him the Morning Star and 30 gold.
I'll hand it. How much was it?
Arrows
Silver?
would be
Sorry.
fine.
And gold. For small stuff.
Okay. I'll hand over 10 gold for my arrows, just for the tips. Because I have a stone hammer, so I don't think that could be silvered much.
You'd be surprised what we can do from the Bastille. Let me see that thing.
Okay.
I unfortunately do not have any gold.
Yes, sorry about that.
He looks at the hammer and kind of looks at it again, kind of strange. Huh. He tosses it through the air back to you, Javin. Looks like you found a hammer from the Bastille somewhere, too. Well, the big black specimen in the corner is of similar make, but good bit bigger. Made of the glass from the homeland.
Well, that's good to know where it came from. I just sort of stumbled upon it, really.
He kind of gives you a look. I bet you stumbled onto a lot more than that, kid.
Yeah.
Well, you'd best keep that close to your chest. Not everyone's as, friendly with the old times as I am. He leans back. So, anything else?
I hand him like my short sword. Then I also ask, "Is there a way you can make silver knuckles?" Punch a lichen.
You are serious?
Yes, I
I
am.
like how you think. I think I've got an idea.
Oh?
And he stands up and rummages through the crate that's underneath him, pulls out a pair of brass spiked knuckles. I bet I could silver these.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, she's so happy.
Yeah.
How much would that be?
Well, for the idea, 10 gold for the pair of them.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is that them silvered or just...
He's implying that he's going to give them to you once he's silvered them.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's 10 gold, right? So I give him the 10 gold. We're like, hell yeah, magic man, work your magic.
But gents, does anyone have 10 gold?
Blacksmith.
No.
I can give
gold.
some. I don't mind. That's fair. How much do you need?
How many arrows do you have, Lumi?
All of them. I believe she has like 60 arrows.
Lumi has quite a bit of arrows. She was collecting arrows off of the goblins.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just like, how many? So I got 60. I'll just keep up to 60. I think I gave 20 to our resident catapult, and then she just got 20 more from dead goblins.
Yeah.
I would probably get 20 silvered, but I'd also see if there's... I could probably make elemental fire arrows as well, like with rag or something.
Well, I could. There's a stone from Bastille that we called Spark Rock, but I don't know of anything close to it up here. We used to find it around volcanoes. Damn things would explode if you even slung them out of a sling.
I could... Well, I've got tar, so I just need a way to keep the arrow soaked in it.
Ah, gotcha. He tears off a piece of his work uniform, wraps it around the head of one of the arrows, and hands it back to you.
Yes, that would likely do it. Do you have any rag cloth?
Yeah. Use it mostly for cleaning, but here's a bundle of them. 5 silver.
Oh, I think she only has 4 silver left. She's so
Don't
poor.
worry about it. It's a bunch of rags anyway.
Thank you for your generosity. Meager money her way.
That seal buys its weight in gold around here. He throws it over his shoulder into the forge. Damn cat.
Don't have one on me, but I'd appreciate if you could silver tip a pike you might have around. I'd buy the whole thing off you.
Let me see. He gets up, begins rummaging through. Let's see. This is a need roll.
Oh boy.
Low.
No, unfortunately, it doesn't look like I have any. Pikes aren't too big. I could build one.
Well, in that case, I'll just have you tip his hand axe. I'll hand it over to him with 10 gold. I assume
Right.
that's what we want for it.
Well, I'll put a rush on this. It ought to be done by the end of the day. Is there anything else you would like to purchase at the Frozen Hammer?
No,
Lumi can purchase nothing.
no.
My short sword is also getting silver to side with the knuckles as well, or have I yet to pay for that?
I believe you're getting them both silvered.
Okay, so both of them was 10 gold.
Oh no, it would be 20 for both.
Okay, cool. Let me just. Alright, cool. That's all I wanted to know.
Question. Did you pay the full 10 gold? I think for the silver arrows for Lumi.
Oh, yes, I can do that as well. I got you.
Okay, thank you.
Yay.
Mhm.
How do I make 2 different sets of arrows?
I'll buy 20 more arrows and rag them up and pay for Lumi's half 2 of the fire arrows.
Oh, Lumi's got rags. She's got tar. She's got 60 arrows. Well, 40 arrows now.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll buy 20
If you need
arrows.
20 arrows to turn into fire arrows, she'll hand you 20 arrows.
Oh, are you sure?
Of course.
Thank you.
I only had these many arrows because I could.
Thank you.
Not necessarily for need.
I'm gonna go wait on the Vanguard's respite.
Alright. So, are you all just going to wait out the rest of the day at the respite?
Yep, sounds good to me.
Yeah, sounds good to me as well.
Lumi will spend the time, obviously, creating the fire arrows and, whatchamacallit, checking her charts, of course.
I was gonna meditate. Sort of sit down, crisscross, with her shield on her lap and her hands on her shield.
Alright. You all sit, take in the quiet of the respite, thinking of the battle to come. And soon the sun is setting. Your weapons ought to be ready soon. If you would like to collect them now for your rest, or would you like to collect them in the morning?
Let's collect them now.
Yeah, I don't think
Nah,
Yeah.
just in
It is
case,
best.
honestly.
My silver and I want it now.
It is best to become familiar with your new weapons before battle.
I just want to see how cool it looks.
Alright. You make your way back to the Frozen Hammer. You find Sol slumped over his anvil, covered in sweat. The weapons are laid out on a cloth on one of the tables with a sign that says reserved for the Starforged. Well, was wondering when you were gonna show up.
Yes, hi.
Well, there, over by the sign. All yours.
I will tip him 8 more gold.
He nods.
I can only give my blessing, and if you come to me when I'm not busy, I will see what the stars say of your future.
And she hands him a flower she made instantly appear in her hand with Druidcraft.
Well, appreciate that, but what you all can really do, go out there, keep the people safe. I can't do it here by my forge, but those weapons will help you.
Without you, what else could we do?
Plenty have tried. Best of luck.
Adventurers are nothing without their smiths.
Voldemort guide your path.
And stars shine bright on your future.
Alright. So,
Before we leave his shop, is there any way I can buy a shield off of him?
yes, there are shields that are ready-made. If my keyboard will start working. Just a basic shield.
Yeah, just basic shield.
Basic shield would normally be 10 gold pieces, but with the seal, that knocks it down to 5.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and buy a shield off of him.
Alright.
I
So-
think that's everything. I think we could head out tomorrow on the road again.
You
Yep.
take your rest at the Vanguard's Respite and wake early in the morning, refreshed, but a bit anxious of the path to come. You all, one by one, meet in the main hall of the Respite. Smadrin is actually absent this morning. Despite his absence, the mage hands do bring out food. Similar to the day before, but instead of berries, it might be honey, cinnamon, and sugar. Small variations. Fairly similar meal.
Delicious. Thank you. He calls out to whoever probably cooked it.
One of the mage hands gives a thumbs up as it's floating away.
I'll high five one of the mage hands.
The mage hand high fives back.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That is so strange.
So are we heading out?
Let's go. Any objections?
No.
Not on my part.
Alright. Then let's head out.
Alright. You begin to head west along the path to Fallowbriar. One moment, I am placing your tokens.
Uh-oh. Sounds dangerous to me.
Yeah, we're fighting a Tyrannosaurus.
Ah, again?
Place yourselves wherever you would like to be on the path. You
Okay.
are heading west, so this is your exit.
Numi will probably generally sit in the middle-ish.
Yeah, I'll be towards the middle too, or towards the front. No, I'll be back here with Klein, just in case anything springs up.
Is everyone placed where they would like to be?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Klein, Gottfried.
Sorry, I was lagging a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm good.
March in order.
How crazy is the snow in this area?
Roll a d8.
Oh no! You said my
Because
one
you
weakness.
The sound of falling dice.
Yeah.
No, that was the sound of falling phone.
Oh, feels bad.
Can't believe you dropped us. How could you?
I know. Well, I can roll dice still. That would be a 4.
4. Alright.
I mean, you don't have to ask. Lumi is short.
It is currently raining heavily. The rain is cold. So cold, in fact, that it is freezing on contact with the plants and the ground.
Freezing rain.
You see many of the flowers begin to be encased in a thin layer of ice.
That is tragically actually a thing.
Yeah.
Freezing rain.
Yes, I know. It's happened where I live several times.
Sure happens where I currently am. But yeah,
Here, very temporary.
Lumi will be miserable.
Devin's gonna go up and offer to let Lumi hug into him for warmth at this point.
Alright.
Are you sure? Don't want you getting
Do
sick
not like
or
the
worse.
wet and the cold.
Go first. First.
As you are walking down the road, you see a stand with a tin roof over it. A middle-aged, older middle-aged human man is wrapped in what appears to be 2 or 3 blankets, huddling behind the stand. Ah! Greetings!
Hello.
Can I interest any of you in some fresh produce? Harvested just down the road in Fallowbriar.
What produce do you have?
He gestures forward. You're walking, but I'm gonna move him down the path to you. There is a variety of root vegetables and potatoes, carrots, parsnips, beets. If it grows in the ground, he's got it. There is also a couple of different varieties of mushrooms, as well as some hardier winter plants like cabbages and what looks to be some sort of kind of leafy green, like kale almost. It's purple in color.
First, I'm gonna look at Javin, and then look at the carrots, and then look at Javin, and then look at the
Racist bastard.
carrots. And then I'm gonna buy
make
a head
a-
of cabbage.
Can I make
Oh.
a small perception check on the man?
Perception check?
Yep.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well,
He said the
she's-
place that we're going towards, so she is suspicious. That's a Nate.
He is a old produce selling man.
This is a strange place to sell produce.
Well, every now and then we get some foot traffic from Zagarda. I can't say it's always been the easiest, but my father gave me this stall, and this is where he sold vegetables, and this is where I sell vegetables now.
Well, I would not recommend going back to the village until you see us again.
Also,
yes.
Amabella, the head of cabbage, is like 2 copper.
I'll hand them
Pretty
to
inconsequential to an adventure.
Yeah. How about
She
carrot?
starts eating it like a goddamn apple.
Yeah. How much are the carrots?
The carrots would be like it'd be like a copper piece for a bundle of 3 or 4.
Okay.
There
One
are,
copper? Yeah, okay, 1 copper.
there are rumors that there has been a lichen.
Oh dear. I
Yes.
guess. Oh God. I hope everybody's okay.
Insight.
Go ahead.
I'm
do an
rolling
insight
great.
check.
7.
I'm gonna roll 2.
He does seem to be pretty worried. My father, he made a deal with the Theradel farms, a bunch of hill dwarves back in Fallowbriar, but I heard that the other farm in town, the Kellowain farms, had an animal attack recently. But I didn't dream that it was. Oh, I hope everyone back home is okay.
Let us hope it is a false alarm, for everyone's sake. Also, how long ago was this bite?
Well, about 2 days ago, since I've seen you all. About 3 days ago.
Then there may be still time. Maybe.
Well, if anyone can come up with a cure, the lady who runs the Twisted Thorn Apothecary, she really knows her tinctures and her tonics. Her name's Amalia Storetto. She's an elvish woman. She's lived here since before my father.
Can I take a close examination from where I am of the man's clothes?
Sure. Make a perception check.
So
That's a
Lumni is
17 perception.
17. While most of his body is covered in blankets, you can see underneath that what appears to be plain woolen commoner's clothing. He's definitely struggling to keep warm out here. His boots seem a size or too big for him, like they might have been hand-me-downs.
Perhaps you should go get yourself home where you can be warm.
Well, my home is back in Fallowbriar. I suppose
never
I
mind.
could go, but if
I'll
what
find
you're
a
saying
secure
is
cave.
true, I might be safer here.
Find a secure cave. Get yourself a fire.
I've got a lantern somewhere, and he goes digging through the shelves underneath and eventually pulls out. Oh, here it is. And he kind of holds it up. Oh, I don't. I hate to ask it of you kind folks, but do any of you have a flint? I
haven't.
seem to have gone without mine.
Lumi lights it. Yay, druidcraft.
Oh, well, thank you kindly. He kind of sets it on a hook on the stand away from the vegetables and kind of starts rubbing his hands together and holding them up to the lantern with the shield open so he can get some of the heat.
I'm not sure that will do much to warm you, but if you think it will, then do that, I guess.
Stay safe, Mr.
She pats his knee.
Timothy!
May the sure.
What time is it right now?
Daytime. But
yeah.
You
freezing
headed out
rain
in the
time.
fairly early morning. It's before noon. It's still early morning.
Right.
May the stars shine bright on your future, Timothy.
Take care.
And may Gion bless the ground you walk, travelers.
May the sunlight your path.
Anything else you would like to ask or do with Timothy, the vegetable salesman?
We could just call him the Cabbage Man.
Yeah. I think I put the carrots.
Wait,
I put the carrots in the head off.
Is his vegetable stand called Cabbage Corp?
No.
Too many references to Avatar.
Yeah.
The banner would actually read Produce of Therodel Farms.
Huh. Right to the point.
Dwarven farmers. Right to the point.
Very
simple. Wait, is this guy a dwarf too?
No, this is a human man. He said his father made a deal with the dwarves.
So basically, he advertises. Someone made a bad deal. Well, Lumi's done with the man. He does not seem to be a Lycan.
No. Alright.
So I see we're dealing with the horror story style, like horror movie style, like it, as opposed to. Now we cool guys.
You begin to walk further down the path, eventually leaving Timothy on the trail with his lantern and his vegetables.
So we at least got the location of a potential bite.
Mm-hmm.
Being the other farm.
So, is anyone keeping an eye out as you're walking forward?
How sunny is it?
It's pretty overcast. It's
so
freezing
Lumi can
rain.
actually do perception checks.
Yeah, you could actually see pretty well right now.
As we're walking, I'll use, I believe, animal. Yeah, I'll use animal friendship on the nearest bird.
All right. You find a
bird is the word.
Kind of plump, fluffed up sparrow.
Right. Just kind of keep that in mind.
Anything else?
That was it.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything on your path to Falabrar?
I'll keep an eye ahead in front of me.
Yeah,
I'll also keep an eye as well.
Lumi will keep an eye out.
I'll loop back and look out for anything.
Alright. So, Amabella and
Lumi's
Art
cold,
both
miserable.
make a perception check for the front of the group. Lumi and Javin make a perception check for the back of the group.
Can I help with the front of the group one, or does it not matter?
No, there's already 2 for the front of the group.
Okay.
Lumi is cold, miserable. She got a 9.
I got an 11.
I got 11.
You're on your one. Plus 3 equals 4.
Wow, we all rolled kind of bad today.
Getting it out of the way.
Up, I'm going to open up a different dice roller.
Did anyone roll above 15?
No.
No.
I didn't
No.
think so. Okay.
Now
For impact less than 50.
As you're all walking down the path, you hear something rustling. A pack of jackal wares hiding in the brush unleash a volley of arrows at you.
Yo, it's NASA's.
So, that is going to be 1 at Amabella and 1 at Art. That is 14 to Amabella. I don't think that hits.
That misses.
And 16 to Art.
That just hits, yeah.
Alright. You take 5 points of piercing damage from the arrow.
Oh, don't forget you can deflect stuff.
Oh, that's right. Can I try to deflect it?
You can.
I got a 4.
4. So you would reduce, what was that, 5? You would reduce 4 of the 5 points. So you would only take 1.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I'll take that.
As you catch
Jackal wares.
the arrow, it cuts the inside of your hand ever so slightly. Alright, and then that is going to be 2 at Javin, as they're shooting at the one kind of patrolling the back. 13 and... Sorry, 12 and 14.
No. Thankfully, no.
Alright. The last arrow will probably go to Miyuki. If she's awake.
I am. I'm sorry. I just had to unmute my mic and it takes a second to.
14 to hit.
I need a 14.
14 to hit you.
Does that land?
Oh.
Armor class.
What do I do something?
Check
What's
your
your
armor.
armor class.
You're being attacked. I'm shooting you with a bow.
because they're jerk.
What do you want me to roll?
No, you're not rolling. What's your armor class?
Are you sure you're awake?
Yes. Pretty sure it's. No, I'm pretty sure it's 14.
Alright. Then that hits. You take 7 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
Everybody roll initiative.
Okay.
I go real high.
Adding the initiative tracker to the map. Because if I had the initiative tracker early, it's a dead giveaway.
Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough.
Oop, I think it tried to add it as a map, which is not how that's supposed to work.
I thought that where we...
I don't know if it matters now, but it's actually a 15 initiative. I just checked.
Yeah,
You're-
just
For
a moment.
armor
Armor
class.
hits.
Armor class.
Oh, armor class is 15, then that would miss. Negate that damage.
Okay.
Your full house
My
buckle.
initiative is 4.
Well,
Oh, well.
because he is unresponsive, we will say that Clank has...
Encountered an error.
Yep. Clank is blue screened.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Blum, 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 blum.
Let's see. Lumi goes fucking all the way up here.
So, then at top of initiative, it will be Lumi.
What can Lumi do? Well, how long does it take to light a torch? Wait, I have
With a flint
Druid
and
Craft,
steel,
technically.
with a flint and steel, I would say it would take an action.
Oh, wait, I have Druid Craft, though.
Or you
So,
could
an
cast
action.
Druid.
Good practice in action.
There's your answer.
Well, yeah, so I'm gonna light a torch and stab it into the ground in front of her.
Alright.
Gotta light arrows somehow. And then with the bonus action, she's gonna cast Shillelagh.
Alright. Anything else for your turn?
Nope.
Alright. Art, you're up.
Sweet. So I go to 1E and I punch it.
Alright, roll to hit.
Cool.
Yeah, as you do.
As I do as a monk. And I got a dirty 20 again. Let's go.
Dirty 20 hits.
And 7 damage, by the way. And then I'm gonna use this time to attack again. With...
Oh, fuck, I didn't roll
Strike.
my superiority die when we entered combat when we do that.
Wow, I got an 8. That does not hit, does it?
I thought you had already rolled, Wait, what was the damage for the first one then?
Oh, the damage for the first one was 7.
Okay, 7, and then
Yeah.
8 does not hit.
Yeah, okay, so basically only punched once. Sad.
That edge.
Dodge.
Yeah.
Alright. Godfried, what is your dexterity?
My dexterity is +0. I am slow, man.
No, you're at... Oh, okay, so 10. That means that the jackals go first.
Alright.
Cleric man be clericing.
I am the slow boy.
The
My bad. Yeah, it's done.
jackals are going to move in. Jackals A and B are going to make attacks with their bites. Sorry, with their claws on you, Javin.
Ow.
That is a 19 to hit.
Oh no. I get it.
And another 19 to hit.
Oh no.
That is 12 slashing damage total
Ow.
to you. C is going to take a swipe at you, Lumi. That is an 11 to hit.
Yeah, that does not hit.
Alright.
She hides behind her shield.
And Miyuki, one is going to take a swipe at you. That is an 8 to hit. Art, you have 2 of them swinging at you. The first strike is a 11 to hit.
That does not hit.
And the second is 21 to hit.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. That hits.
That is 5 slashing damage from the claws of the jackalware.
Oh, oof. Ouch, my bones.
Godfried, it is your turn.
Alright. I will just move in to try to hit Jackal the one next to F, to my bow. Or my staff, sorry. And so I shall roll. Give me a moment. This is a 18 to hit. I got that.
18 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is a spicy 3 damage.
Thwack! Bonk! Ow! It turns around, looks at you.
And then I will, as bonus action, quote unquote, move like right here. So I want to be in range of Annabelle and Art for a thing I want to try out. So
Well, if you step out of its melee range, it will get an attack of opportunity.
What's considered melee range?
Melee range is touching, base to base.
Ah.
It's threatened area, so if it has a 5-foot reach, the 3x3 square around it.
Alright, then I'll stay. Not to do that, but like, I just want to make sure I'm close to them in case like they get attacked and I can do a thing that I think is really cool. I wanted to do it. So yeah, I end my turn, Kaiba.
Alright, that will bring us to Javan.
I want you to roll a dex save for what Jackal A.
No, they're not jackal. They're not were enough to be called were jackal.
That is a 21.
Damn it. Okay.
Natural 19 plus 2.
Where?
Jackal were, yeah.
Where?
Okay, fine. I'm going to. Am I able to move through comrades without like having to go around them? It's only enemies.
Yeah.
I think you can go through allied squares because they can
Although
move to
you
the side
are
for you.
currently in melee of 2 of the jackals.
I'm
It's
gonna
fine.
disengage and move like over here.
Disengage. Are you using your boots?
I think Lumi has the boots.
Yeah. Lumi has the
Okay,
boot,
so you're using the
boots.
disengage action.
Yeah.
Alright, noted.
And then that'd be my turn.
Then that brings us to Clank.
Alright. Clank will attempt to hit Monster D with his glaive.
Roll to hit.
I rolled a 16 plus 4, that's a dirty 20. Does that hit?
That does. Go ahead and roll damage.
Clank has rolled a 9 plus 2, that is 11 damage.
A large gash appears in its shoulder as the glaive cuts through. It's looking pretty rough, but it's still alive.
Oh, I also have my trusty robot dog. He will be doing the Force Empowered Ren out of 13 plus 5. So that's
18 hits.
okay. And that is plus 6 plus 3, so that's 9 damage.
As the jackalware is torn asunder by your steel defender.
I pet my dog. Good boy. You will assist in Master Search. Bork, Bork. I end my turn, Kaiba.
My job.
Shaza,
Die.
it is your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and take a swing at Jackalware C. My longsword does a 21 hit.
Definitely does. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is 12 damage.
Yeah.
12. You cut a long gash across its belly. It stumbles back, bleeding. Still alive.
And I'm going to immediately step away from it towards Jackalware A. Yeah, I'll move over towards A.
And as
What a
the
smart,
hungry
brave
animal
man.
that it is, it will take the opportunity attack. That is a 15 to hit?
Nope. Misses, and I will use my reaction to use Riposte.
Alright.
I will expend one superiority die. That will be a 23 to hit on that attack.
hits.
That is 20. No, not 24. I can't count. I'm tired, sorry. 14 damage. 14 damage.
14 is more than enough to finish off the injured jackalware.
You just got Dark Souls.
Thank you, Sasha.
Yes, thank you.
Alright, and that is the end of my turn.
Alright, then that will bring us to Miyuki. What would you like to do?
Yeah, firebolt.
Firebolt!
I mean, come on, it's a pretty good cantrip.
It is a very good spell.
Just fireball.
Okay, so I just
That's
press
fireball.
it.
That's fireball. That's fireball.
I miss fireball. Firebolt. I miss firebolt. I landed an 8 and I missed. I'm gonna just. I got you from right here. And that's the end of my turn.
Alright. That will
It's
bring
your
us to
move.
Amabella. What would you like to do?
I will move around here to behind the Jackalware. I will Hunter's Mark it as a bonus action,
Alright.
and then I'll attack it.
Roll to hit.
Flanking is advantage, right?
Correct. I run flanking.
16.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah.
That is 13 points of damage.
Strikes through, cutting through the back of the Jackalware, its head swiveling between the two of you. You begin to see a bit of panic in its eyes.
I rolled my damage wrong. Yep, I rolled my damage wrong. Stinky. I did more damage than that. Roll20 was rolling 2 plus my modifier, not the d8. Yeah, it's 14 weapon damage and 5 Hunter's Mark.
For a total of 19.
Yes.
As the holy essence imbues your blade, you cleave through the Jackalware in a single strike.
I'll actually move around here to flank with Art once their turn comes around.
Alright, that will bring us back to top of initiative with Lumi.
So Lumi will move up and expend a use of Guiding Bolt. So that's a dirty 20.
That hits.
16 damage to A. I'm pretty sure that's
See it?
radiant damage.
Punch a indention into the lower chest cavity of A. You see it stumble back, gasping for breath. It is on the edge of death, but still alive.
Okay, then Lumi will move up and hit it with her shillelagh with an offhand strike.
Roll to hit.
One moment. Actions. Loading. Okay, 7 is what I got past that. Sorry, Shaza. And I place the card face down and end my turn.
It's not really gonna get me going for me in the next turn, so.
Alright.
I don't know if you should be apologizing to me
turn.
for yourself.
Hey, I'm gonna go take another swing at Jackalath.
Alright, go ahead and roll with advantage because Amabella is flanking.
Oh, yay. Ooh, 23. Does that hit?
23 definitely hits.
Sweet. That's also 7 damage.
7 damage. Boom!
Yeah.
You punch the Jackalware.
Nice. And I'll do another swipe at him as well.
Alright, go ahead and roll to hit.
That's a 14 hit.
14 does hit.
Oh, okay, cool. That's also 7 damage.
7 damage.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. You whack the jackal, but it still stands.
Cool.
Or actually, no, that would be just enough.
What
I
is?
forgot that was the one that Godfried had hit before.
By the way, a nice spicy 3 damage.
In this case, that 3 damage is enough.
I guess that's it for now.
That brings us to the jackals. The first here is going to take a swipe at your bag, Shaza.
At my bag.
Bag of beans.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Plus 3. 22. 19 plus 3.
Just beats it, as the Jackal Wearer rolled an 18 plus 2 for a dirty 20.
Dang.
Oh,
God.
my-
Oh my god. They're
Its
terrible.
claws tear through the strap as it takes its action to disengage before running off.
Would that count as a miss?
No. This
I wouldn't
was
count it as.
a different sort of interaction. And
Alright.
the second Jackal
Wait, it's
will
moving
take
away
suit.
from me, right?
It
Took
disengaged.
the disengage action.
Okay. So it
Cheeky little
is.
bum.
And with that, you're out of initiative.
Can I still see the one that went
Wait.
in my bag?
It's probably fairly difficult to see it. It's probably a good 40 feet out into the forest, heavily obscured by
I try
Can
with
Louis
my
take a shot?
longbow to shoot it.
It will have partial cover, but you can take a shot.
Lumi will shoot as well.
Me too, if I can see it. How far away is it?
About 40 feet from
Okay.
Shaza, basically.
Okay.
Does cover mean I roll for disadvantage?
No, it's just
no.
increased
It
AC.
means that it has an increased AC bonus.
Well, that's a nat 20 for 25.
Hits. Go ahead
Okay,
and roll
it's
damage. That is still a crit.
I got 14. Does that hit?
14 would miss with its current
I-
field cover.
And I always get myself confused about this. I only double the dice damage and not the modifier damage, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so that is 15 damage with the longbow.
15. It keeps running.
It keeps trying. It didn't. Did it get my bag?
Wait, A or
No.
B?
It cut the strap in its attempt to grab it, but you managed to hold on to it. You succeeded. As you are now out of combat, you make your way down the slick, icy paths to the heart of Fallowbriar, a small town built around a town square with a few businesses built around that.
I'd like to look around for any damages to buildings that I can immediately notice when entering the town.
Yeah, same.
Make perception checks.
Hasn't been more than 1 hour since the combat.
Yes. You guys completed combat and then continued walking towards Fallowbriar through the rest of the day.
Yeah,
It
I
would
don't
be
see
probably mid-afternoon by now.
Yeah, I don't see shit. I rolled an 8.
I
Can-
might. I got 15.
I got a 21.
The buildings in the town square are intact.
anyone.
There are people walking in the streets, chatting. There's a well in the center that someone is currently pulling a bucket up from. The town almost seems like they don't know what's happening.
I'm gonna try and cover my wound and walk up to the person and ask where the mayor is.
A mayor? We aren't a town of that sort. We're barely a settlement. We're just a bunch of people who live out here in the rough.
Oh. Well, there should be someone in charge, yes?
Not quite. There's a council that the families meet on, but there's no single person.
Could you put us to one of the council members or where they meet up?
I suppose the council members are scattered about. I'm sure you could find one at the Mellowmead Brewery. The head of the Soventire family sits on the council. Amalia Staretto runs the Twisted Thorn. The Twain family and the Palani family both run farms in the area.
Which one's the closest out of the ones you listed?
Well, the brewery and the apothecary are here in the town square. She points to opposite sides of the square.
Which one do you guys want to head to? Let's check out everyone.
What are the options?
A brewery, I think, and
The Mellowmead Brewery and the Twisted Thorn Apothecary are the two that are in the town square. Kellawain and Thuradell Farms host the Twain and Palani family, respectively.
Let's go to the brewery, I guess.
To the brewery we go.
You walk through the dark oaken arched door. You smell the scent of honey and the faint scent of fermentation and yeast on the air. There's a bar on the right hand side that is being operated by a green-scaled dragonborn man.
I head up to the bar and say, and say hello to the man.
Oh, hello there. What brings you all out to this corner of the world?
Yes, we were, I forget his name, but we were hoping to find the council member that worked or owned this place.
Ah, you must be talking about the Soventire family. Well, they own and run the business, but they aren't seen around here too much. Soventire Manor's a bit further northwest to Fallowbriar, if you want to try and find them there.
Are there any council members in town at the moment?
Your best shot would probably be over at the Twisted Thorn. Amalia's usually there. If she's not, she's probably just making potions to stock the shelves.
Thank you, sir.
I'll be heading there now. Thank you.
Right. Well, if you need a drink, the Mellowmead Brewery is legendary in these parts.
There's a rumor of animal attacks in this area.
Oh, well, I heard that there was an incident with a bear or something over at Kellawain Farms. But I have to admit I haven't heard from him for a couple of days now.
Alright, thank you. Be sure to lock your doors at night.
He kind of looks down and gives you a weird look. Sure.
Following place we go. Whoosh.
So, you exit the Mellowmead and cross the square to the Twisted Thorn Apothecary. You see, in a similar aesthetic to Arkan's Eye, various native vines and plants that are being encouraged on a rooftop garden. The brambling blackberries that wind around the pillars, probably where the place got its name. As you walk inside, the scent of just greenery, almost like the earth after a rain, fills your nostrils. It's an odd smell in a place like this. You see, standing behind the counter, grinding something in a mortar and pestle, a tall, pale, with a slight greenish tinge to her skin, elvish woman. Ah, visitors.
Hello.
Greetings.
Hello, all of you. What brings you to the Twisted Thorn this eve?
You were hoping you might be one of the council members of this area.
Aye, well, that I am. I'm loath to admit I've sat on the council since its founding, nearly 300 years ago now.
We were just sit by, what was his name? Black cat person.
Sumatran?
Yes.
Ah, well, you all must be his newest group of helpers then.
Mm-hmm.
Sure thing. I'm here to inquire about lichen problem.
Her face turns grim, almost as if the life is draining out of it. She takes a deep breath and looks at all of you, almost sizing you up. Yes.
Lumi is very small.
I see. So that is the problem that he sent you for. I know of what you speak. Questions, if you have any, I will do my best to field.
You were
I'm
here
told
for a bite, I think, or someone may have been bitten. Was that whoever's up northwest, northeast? Because
Farms. Yes. Unfortunately, there was a young farmhand. She worked for the Kelloween Farms. She was out gathering when it would seem that lichen caught scent of her. They bit her in the woods and tracked her back to the farmhouse. I do not like to remember what remains of the others. By some stroke of fate or curse, she managed to hide from the lichen. But yes, she is afflicted. She is not the first that I have treated for lichen bites, but the cure is messy at best. You see, the cure requires 4 main ingredients, 2 of which I have, being wolf's bane and the general herbs in my kit, but it also requires powdered silver and blood of the lichen that bit her. those two things are a bit harder to come by.
I see a way we might be able to kill two birds with one stone then. We
If you
can
are
kill
to
the
do
lichen.
such, you must
We
do
can
it quickly, as
Yes,
the infection is already quickening within the poor lass.
Once we bring back the lichen's corpse, I'll offer you this hand axe. You can take what silver you can of it and use that, if that will suffice.
We can try.
Could you remind me of your name?
Amalia Steretto.
Amalia, do you know if it's a disease proper or if it's more of a curse?
Unfortunately, it is halfway between. It was once a curse, but passed down tenfold, and it took a life of its own.
And how
No
many
one
were
can
up there?
truly say what it is now.
Could I maybe see this woman?
Yes, I can bring you to her. She is being kept at home, being treated by her husband. He works for me.
Alright, I would like to have a look at her.
Right.
I would like to as well.
Doesn't hurt to try. Do the paladin thing.
She leads you through the back streets and gravel pathways to a small thatch-roofed house. There's a faint bit of smoke coming from the chimney. Knocking on the door. After a few moments, a half-elven gentleman with kind of 3-day stubble and heavy bags under his eyes answers the door. Ah, Amalia. Have you the cure? I'm afraid not. Not yet, at least. But I've brought those who might be able to assist me in making it. They wish to see her.
If that's okay, of course.
He leans around and looks at all of you. It's certainly quite a lively bunch. I just hope we have room for everyone. Thank you, Eldon. Come. She opens the door and everyone packs in. It's a one-room cottage with a large hearth, some stew simmering over the fire, a young baby in its cradle being rocked back and forth, and lying in the bed you see the form of Melidiri, a human woman. She's pale and shivering. Her hair is beginning to come down her forehead and sprout in odd patches.
Is she conscious?
She is. Lying on the bed, she looks up at you all.
I will walk up to her and say, I don't know if this will help, but it might. And I reach my hand towards her so she can give me her hand.
She weakly lifts up her left hand to meet yours.
You see, as Amabella is essentially enveloped by, well, like, kind of like sunlight, essentially, as she spends 5 points of her lay on hands to cure disease. Not do anything, but it's something I wanted to try.
You do see a bit of color come back to her face. She seems heartier, as if the disease was beaten back, but not cured entirely.
This will hopefully give you a little bit more time.
Yes. Alright.
Well, can I try and look and do like, what can I? What can I?
Yeah, what can you do, cleric man?
See, you say that, but
But actually, what can he do?
do the cleric thing, please. I don't think cure room makes sense here. Can I do no, not a McAfee update. Can I do
Inflict wounds next level.
My hand up to her face. Poison spray.
Does my hand smell bad?
I guess nothing actually, right? Oh, wait a minute. Can I prep this spell called Lesser Restoration? You touch a creature and it can end either one disease or one
You
condition.
prepare spells after a long rest. So if you have not already prepared it, you cannot now.
Oh shit. Well, if we're not doing anything by the next day, can I'll just try to remember to do that.
Alright, noted.
Then never mind. I tell the lady, well, I think I have something in mind, but it's gonna take me some while to prepare it. Thanks to our paladin friend here, you're gaining a bit of a hope, to say the least.
Right. She grasps your hand, Amabella. Of course, anything that you all can do is a blessing. She kind of wilts a little. I know how lycanthropy is. Every day that you can buy is more than enough.
No problem. We're trying.
I'm getting choked up with that.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Lumi's going to trot up to the husband.
Alright. What do you say?
She will draw one of her silvered arrows from her quiver and hand it to him. If we are unable to cure this, then do not make it back. Death is better than the curse.
He looks at the arrow for a moment. Takes a deep breath. Swallows hard. And takes the arrow from you. I didn't know where I would be able to afford the silver. We both didn't. He glances over at his wife. Should the worst befall. Thank you. This would be a mercy should the worst come.
Yes. That is why I want to do it now before we go for the big one.
Be careful, you all. I know that plenty of seasoned hunters are out there looking for the thing, but from what I heard from Melidri, It's not just some normal beast. It commanded the others.
That would explain the jackal wares.
Some of the councilmen just laughed at the idea, but I think these beasts, I think there's some kind of intelligence among them. Watch your backs.
We will.
He will offer you some of the tea and some of the, what is mainly potato, and it's a potato stew with some chunks of meat in it, or some tea that has been steeped slightly over long.
Lumi will accept.
Godfrey also accept.
Thank you.
Of course. After all, for what you're all about to put on the line, the least I can do is put some food in your belly.
Maybe we better come back with the thing's head before too long.
We only need the blood.
Well, what time is it now?
Actually, as a matter of fact, where exactly did this creature attack you? Specifically in mind.
I'm more concerned about where it went afterwards.
I was out foraging for mushrooms and berries in the woods just outside of Kellowain Farms when I heard the howls. I tried to get back to the farm, be it wolves or the lichen. I wasn't expecting the lichen, but I tried to get back to the farms. But by the time I was at the fence, they were upon me. I'm still not sure how I managed to pull myself into the storm cellar and slam it shut behind me. But I could hear him clawing at it, breaking through the windows, ravaging the house. I heard the others fighting, but I didn't think any of them got out. She looks down. If it wasn't for me, they'd all be alive. I'd let the bird shoot them. I don't know how I can.
There's no use having regrets on your deathbed.
But that's assuming that the lichens didn't already know where the farm is. Lichens have very powerful senses of smell.
Speaking of, how far were you away from the farm? How far were you close to the manor?
I was to the manor. Soventire Manor? Soventire Manor is miles away. I was just outside the farms. I could still see the peaks of the silo.
You said that others fought the lichen itself. Did anybody manage to get a good blow-in? In any capacity?
I wouldn't know. I was hiding in the basement.
It is possible the lichen already knew you were there, but was willing to make another pup for its pack, if they're as intelligent as they may be.
She shivers at the thought and makes brief eye contact with her husband, who breaks eye contact, looks down, then looks back up at the rest of you. Well, there's no reason to think about all of that, right? That's why you're all here. Right. Right.
And with the contingency of...
Well, if the beast of a knoll we killed a few days ago is anything to go by, I think we can handle another big dog.
Should be alright.
Yeah, granted, I nearly died, but
You did very well.
Wait, what time is it? Like, in game?
Daytime.
Hard daytime.
I'm not
It
gonna lie, I'm
is.
probably gonna go to
It
sleep.
is in the afternoon. You'd spent most of the day traveling to Fallowbriar and arrived there in the afternoon, so it is probably late afternoon by now.
9 in the afternoon.
Can we, like, if we're planning on going anywhere, can we do that, like, early in the morning so I can try this, spell I need to prep to see if it helps?
I think we should try to find that lichen as soon as possible.
You want to see my spell works?
We do not know how far away the Lycan's den is, but we also likely should not try to
I've
hunt it
forgotten
at
her
night.
name. What is the elder's name again? Is that Amalius Toreto?
Yes.
I'd like to ask her if she knows if any of the farmers managed to get even a glancing hit in the lichen itself. Just even a drop of blood.
I'm not sure.
I think all the farmers died.
There were some farm tools that did appear to be stained with blood. But I'm not sure which one of them bit Melidri. Melidri, what was it that you had said about the one that bit you?
Yes, distinguishing features would be good.
It was larger than the rest. At least a head taller. And a width besides. Its fur was a pale grey in its eyes. They reflected silver in the moonlight. I think it was the one leading them.
Would this ring any bells to Lumi?
Roll a history check.
I asked the right question.
How many farmers were there? I think they all died, yeah.
There were a few dozen men and a few women who do some of the lighter chores.
Did you see any bodies when you were covered?
Pieces.
How many would you say?
Enough to make up the bodies.
Really?
With a 16 in history, you would have a vague recollection of a local legend of Melgan, almost like a boogeyman. If you strayed too deep into the woods too late at night, then the master of the wolves, the Babalyan, would howl and would sniff you out.
The
It
Babalyan.
sounds vaguely similar.
That's Melgan as in this area or where she's from?
Melgan is the mainland. Zagarda is a large island off the northeastern coast.
Did this beast happen to go after any of the livestock, or was it only interested in the peoples?
There were plenty of livestock that are no longer with us. The hen coop was destroyed. The goats and the cattle nearly turned inside out.
It sounds like a story I've heard of.
Are those goats and cattle, are their pieces still about? Or are they all taken?
Here and there. What was left that they didn't devour?
I suppose we could use that as bait if need be.
These wolves that, like in that video, it reminds me of a ancient legend of the Babylon, the master. You've got a loud cat.
Looks over at a small orange cat that is curled up by the fire. Suddenly noticed the variety of people that's entered its home.
The master of the woods. It was likely the alpha.
So if we kill it, we save all the ones that it infected, yes?
No.
With the proper treatment, anyone who hasn't turned
Maybe
can be
if
saved.
if you like can force a lichen to drink the cure, but I do not have much faith in that. It may be better to just put them down.
I say we'd rather just.
It'd actually be safer to put them down to prevent it from biting you.
Sounds good. I can do that.
So yes, it was likely the alpha of this pack that bit you. Unless there's an even bigger alpha. And then we've got problems.
Well, if there's anything else to be found, I'm sure that the Callowayne farms are still as they were. I think the Tuwain line ended there.
Suppose we will be looking there next.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything else you would like to do in the home of the Davenra family?
Let me will tease the cat.
The cat kind of swats at you and scurries under the bed.
Such a cute kitty.
Annabella is impatiently waiting to do it.
I can see her just standing by the door, tapping her foot aggressively.
So, you're heading towards the Callowayne farms, yes?
So it seems.
I want to try to dispel them.
As you arrive at Callowayne Farms, we will take a close for this week. I hope you enjoyed, and we will continue on from here next week.